Happy Friday, you guys. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. What's up, Nikki? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And what's going on, beloved? Jazz is in the building. What's up, Jazz? Chev, what's going on? Miss Manifest. Hey. I need you guys to bring that Friday energy. It's Friday. Bring that Friday energy. Rocco, what's going on? We've been crushing it all week this week. We've been crushing it all week this week. Roberta, what's going on? Whip Girl, I see you. I left you a message in the community too, Whip Girl, just so you know. I left you a message. Bashan's in the building. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. Miss Tia, let's get it. Fantabulous. Let's go. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. I appreciate you in advance. Myra, let's go. Yeah, I got you, Whip Girl. I got you. Got my Tara in the building. It's game over. Defensive Player of the Year, DNP. You know, I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, Joanna. What's up, beloved? Happy Friday to you all. Peace and blessing to you all. Okay, Jazz, I got you. I got you. What's up, Jordan? Peace and blessings to you all. Good morning to you all. Be where your feet are. Empty your cup today. You're going to need to empty your cup for today's conversation. You're going to need to empty that cup. If this is your first time on a live stream with me, type me. If this is your very first time seeing me go live, type me in the comments, please. Chef Lisa, what's up, beloved T-Benz? All is well. All is well. All is well. Life is a buffet. Most people are starving to death. You starving yourself to death, focusing on what you don't have. You starving yourself to death, focusing on who you used to be. You're starving yourself to death, focusing on what's missing from your life. You're starving yourself to death, comparing yourself to other people and your life to other people and where you think you should be. Let me tell you something. You're not ahead in life, and you're also not behind, because being ahead or behind implies that you're comparing yourself to somebody else. You're not winning in life. You're not losing in life, because winning or losing implies that you are comparing your life to somebody else. So when you say you're not good enough for who? Whose measuring stick are you using when you say you're not enough? Not enough for who specifically? What's the name of this person that you're not enough for? Who told you you're not enough? Who told you that you're broken? Who told you that you needed to heal? Outside of your own ego, who convinced you of that? What's the name of the person that convinced you that you're broken, or that you need to be fixed, or that you need to heal? What's the name of the person that told you you're behind in life? Whose schedule are you measuring your life by? I'm just curious. Lynetta, what's up, beloved? Yeah, you're not ahead in life. You're not behind in life. You're not winning in life. You're not losing. You're not up. You're not down. You're exactly where God wants you to be in order for your transformation to happen. Some of you guys are Valerie, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're not winning or losing. It doesn't apply when it comes to you becoming the most powerful version of yourself. King Kev, I see you. Yeah, you're not winning in life. You're not losing either. You're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be right now. Everything is happening on DST. What's DST? Divine Standard Timing. Kazai, what's up, beloved? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Kazai. Victorious, I see you. I appreciate that. Yeah, everything is happening on DST. You're exactly where you need to be for your transformation to happen. What's up, Brandon? Yeah, you've never. I'm gonna cover that today too. Yeah, you don't see what we don't understand is, I tell you guys this all the time. Change always brings two things to your life. Like, your life is always changing. Your life is never the same. You're the thing that never changes. You've never changed throughout the history of your life. You've been the same throughout the entire history of your life. You suffer because you don't understand the difference between what changes and what doesn't. Let me say that one more time. All of your suffering is coming because you don't understand the difference between what changes and what doesn't. You are the thing that never changes, but everything in your life does. That's not true, coach. I change all the time. No, when you say that you change, let me tell you what you're talking about. The information in your mind changes, but you are not the information in your mind. Your emotions change, but you are not your emotions. Your thoughts change, but you are not your thoughts. Your perspectives change, but you are not your perspectives. Your physical body changes, but you are not your physical body. You are the thing that never changes. Throughout the history of your life, you have never changed since the day you were born. You've never changed, not one time. I could change your name right now. You still gonna be the same. I can change your political beliefs. You're still gonna be the same. I can change your zip code and move you to the other side of the world. You're still gonna be the same. I can change your religious beliefs. You're still gonna be the same. No matter what we do, you never change because you are source energy. Source energy never changes. What changes is the labels that you attach to source energy. What changes is what you choose to identify as. That changes, but source energy never changes. It can never be created. It can never be destroyed, and it never changes. You have been the same since the day you were born. You only suffer because you identify with what changes versus what does not, period. Bottom line. I can change your name and give you 1,000 different names. You're going to still be the same person. I can change your religion. You're going to still be the same person. I can change your political beliefs. You're going to still be the same person. I can change where you live. You're going to still be the same person. I can move you down to the bottom of the ocean. You're going to still be the same person. I can move you to the moon. You're going to still be the same person. You never change, beloved. Wake up. You never change throughout the history of your life. You never change. Your physical body changes. Your perspectives change. Your moods change. Your emotions change, your feelings change, your thoughts change, but you are the thing that never changes. You are the one here that witnesses what changes. You witness what changes, but you are not the thing that changes. And we suffer because you identify with what changes. Your physical body changes and you identify with that. Your emotions change and you identify with those. The past changes and you identify with that. Your future changes and you identify with that. That's where your suffering comes from. You haven't developed the ability to separate yourself from the things that change and the things that don't. You never change. Consciousness never changes. Source energy never changes. Awareness never changes. Everything else changes. You are not what changes. You are what witnesses what changes. And the day you realize that, all of your suffering will end immediately. Yeah, because something is observing the changes. Think about what I'm saying. I'm giving you spiritual common sense right now. When your emotions change, what's witnessing the change? When your thoughts change, what's witnessing the change? When your physical body changes and you start getting older, what's witnessing the change? What in you specifically is witnessing the changes, but is not the thing that ever changes? Spirit never changes, never ages. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please share or repost the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. I'm just the bridge between who you are and who you have the potential to become. That's all I am. I'm just a bridge. We're all bridges. Every person you meet is just a bridge. They're a bridge into either who you can become, or they're the bridge that's going to help you remain who you've always been. But that person is always a bridge. Look at every person like that, because that's exactly what they are. People are bridges. You trying to build a house on top of the bridge. No, you don't build the house on top of the bridge. You utilize the bridge to help you get to where you're going. We got tricked into believing that we're supposed to fall in love with the bridge and build our life with the bridge and cling to the bridge and become attached to the bridge. Every person is the bridge in your life right now. I said all of them. Because when that person entered your life, you had an opportunity to experience a version of yourself that you had never experienced before that person entered your life. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Brock, what's up, beloved? Red, I see you. What's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick and type no if you are not currently signed up for my free thought of the day. If you are not currently signed up for my free, double down on the free part, for my free thought of the day, Dave, what's up, beloved? Type no in the comments real quick. Let's get you signed up real fast, and then let's get into this live stream, because today's live stream is going to be hard hitting. I'm coming at you from every angle, left and right. Red, I appreciate that, beloved. Yeah, if you're not currently signed up for my free thought of the day, you don't. There's a lot of things in life that you can miss out on. This isn't one of them. All right, let me just break this down to you real quick. Let me tell you why you want to be signed up for the free thought of the day. Because you want to wake up inspired. You don't want to wake up feeling moody. You don't want to wake up feeling gloomy, right? You want to wake up inspired. You want to wake up with purpose. You want to wake up to something that's making consistent deposits into you, right? You want to wake up to something that's going to help you unlock your inner greatness. And let me tell you why that's important. Because most people know more about their pain than they know about their purpose. They know more about their past than they know about who they are becoming. They know more about the stories that broke them than they know about what's currently building them. That's a problem. That is a category 5 problem. That's why you need the free thought of the day. Okay, so do me a favor real quick. You guys just copy and paste. I appreciate the gift. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Copy and paste that link that you guys see right there. Copy and paste the link that Tara has, and it'll take you to get signed up for the free thought of the day. You want to get signed up right away. Again, copy and paste that link that Tara has pinned to the grid, and it'll take you to get signed up for the free thought of the day. Get signed up real quick, and then we're gonna jump into this live stream. This live stream is going to be fast. It's going to be powerful. I'm going to be coming at you from every single direction possible. If the truth is something you are allergic to, you might want to scroll past now. Do me a favor, again, copy and paste that link, you guys. Put it inside of your browser. It'll take you to get signed up for the free thought of the day. Let's get signed up real quick, and then let's get this show on the road. And just quick intro, my name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, 5D consciousness, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and clients globally to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a bestseller. It's a game changer. It's a book that it's a bridge. That's all it is. The book is a bridge, right? It's a bridge from where you are to where you have the potential to go. So again, get signed up for the free thought of the day, and then let's rock and roll. All right, let's get it. LaDana, what's up, beloved? Thank you. You know, one of my favorite things to talk about, and Jesus said it best. My people suffer from a lack of understanding. That's what's hurting us more than anything else. There's nothing on this planet that you can point to that's hurting us more as a society, more as a world, than a lack of understanding. It's tearing us up. I'm talking about it's tearing us up. Because you can only value what you understand. Let me qualify that in case you're struggling with it. If I walk up right now And I hand you this stone. You've never seen this stone before. You ain't never seen it in a picture. You ain't seen it in a movie. You don't know where it's from. You don't know. I brought the stone from a whole nother planet. You won't find this stone anywhere on earth. And I hand you the stone. Now, I know that the stone is worth $50 million. You don't know what it's worth. It just looks like a stone to you. Yeah, it's pretty to you. But that's all the value you attach to it. Oh, coach, this is pretty. I appreciate it. That's what you're going to tell me. And then you're going to take that stone home. And you're going to sit it on your table or sit it on your coffee table or sit it on your nightstand, or you're going to find a special place to put it, maybe in your bookcase or whatever. And then that stone will sit there. And then I call you 6 months later. You're like, coach, I'm struggling. I just lost my job. I don't have any money. I'm like, well, what you do with that stone I gave you? I didn't do nothing with it. You know that stone is worth $50 million? What? You sitting here got the stone just all out in the open. You got passcodes on your ATM machine. Passcodes on all your social media accounts. Passcodes protecting all of the things, but the one thing you should have protected, you have no protection on. You had no idea you were sitting on a fortune the entire time. That's what God is trying to wake us up to. He like, you sitting on a fortune. The fortune is called you. The fortune is not your relationship. Wake up. The fortune is not your job. You manifested that. The fortune is not the jewelry or whatever that's in your bank account right now. Those things are reflections of what the fortune creates. You are a walking, talking fortune, but you don't treat yourself that way. We show up small to our own lives. We tolerate disrespect. We tolerate verbal abuse. We don't work out consistently like we should because we claim we don't have enough time. We don't eat the way we should. We stay past the expiration dates in relationships. All of these things that are going on. So you will never, and let me tell you the truth. God will never bless what you don't value. I'm going to just give you that news flash now. So when he sees you not valuing yourself, but you sitting here praying to him about this $1 million life, this 5-star life that you want, but you giving yourself Motel 6 treatment, allowing other people else to give you Motel 6 treatment, but you praying for the 5-star life. He's like, the version of you that you currently identify as doesn't match the life that you want. The version of you that you currently identify as does not match what you're praying for. That's why we don't manifest the things that we want. That's why we don't manifest the life that you want, because who you currently identify as doesn't match that. So you can pray all day long. You can hope all day long. You can wish all day long, because what God is saying is this: if I bless you with that life, you're going to be crushed under the weight of it. Because you lack the character, you lack the integrity, you lack the discipline. Let me give it to you the way I know you don't listen. Let's just say you got a 15-year-old child. Your child has never driven a car before in their life, never before. And one day you're sick and you need some medicine, but there's nobody else to go get the medicine for you. So you hand this 15-year-old kid the keys to a Ferrari, not the keys to a Honda Accord, not the keys to some minivan. You didn't gave this kid the keys to a 700 horsepower car, and they've never driven a car before in their life. Man, they're going to get hurt. That kid is going to get hurt in the very car that they were trying to go and do a favor for you. And that's what God is saying. If I bless you with this life and you don't have the character or the integrity or the discipline or the consistency to sustain it, you're going to get hurt by it. So what is he telling us to do? Take the time to master your understanding of who you are. Take the time to master this quantum computer called your mindset that I blessed you with. Take the time to master your emotions and understand why these things are showing up in your life versus you running from them. Because you can never conquer what you avoid. You can never master what you don't understand. And if you don't place high value on yourself, you'll never place it on someone else. Going back to the stone example. Now the stone is worth 50 million. That's a stone. What are you worth? What are you worth in God's mind? Not in your significant other's mind. Not in your kids' mind. Not in the people's minds on social media that show up in your chat and disrespect you. What are you worth to him? Because your value comes from your purpose, not your bank account, not your popularity, not the persona that you sell to the world, which is just the mask that your ego carries. What are you worth in his mind? Because I can promise you right now, if you see yourself the way that he sees you, it would change your whole perspective. It would change your whole attitude. It would change your life. Only the manufacturer knows what you're worth, not your partner. Only the manufacturer knows what you're worth, not your kids. See, these people become so desensitized to you because they have so much access to you. That's where disrespect comes from. Access kills value. We stop appreciating what we have an abundance of access to. That's where neglect comes in. And this is why most people don't take care of their physical bodies. Give me one excuse for why you are not the most fit version of yourself. Just give me an excuse. Go on and throw it out there. For why you're not taking care of the number one asset. See, because how you take care of your physical body is a reflection of how much you care about yourself. It's a reflection of how you see yourself. God didn't give you that 1,440 minutes, which makes up the 24-hour day, to chase people with and to chase validation and to focus on your problems and to focus on what's missing from your life. He gave it to you to build you. Not to build somebody else, to build yourself. And then we run off and start adding a bunch of people to our lives that don't even take care of themselves. See, if I don't value me, I never value you. How I take care of me is a window into how I'll take care of you. So let me wake you up out of your illusion. People don't come to you because you're special. They come to you because you're useful. They can't see special because everything that makes you special is internal. Your mindset makes you special. Your awareness makes you special. Your consciousness makes you special. Your emotional intelligence makes you special. Your kindness, heart, courage, all of those things is what makes you special. I don't see that when I walk up to you. All I see is your fruit. Maybe I saw your car. Maybe I saw your body. Maybe I saw something, a purse you had that represents a certain amount of value. So people don't walk up to a mango tree for the tree. They walk up to the mango tree for the mangoes. They walked up for the fruit. People approach you for your fruit. Special is internal. I can't see special when I look at you. I can only see what you produce. But your ego has tricked you into thinking that they're coming for the tree. This is why relationships fall apart. Once that person comes to get that mango, taste the mango, eat the mango, and they're tired of that particular mango tree, they'll go and find another one. Not because there's something wrong with you, but because you didn't take the time to understand why that person was coming to you to begin with. You made it about you. Ellie, what's up, beloved? It's never about you. It's about what you produce. And the day you wake up out of that illusion, your whole relationship status is going to change. Everything with relationships is going to change. The day you wake up out of the illusion of believing that people are coming for the tree, they're coming for what your tree produces. Now, what makes them stay is a different conversation. What made them come is something that they saw. They saw something that you had that they thought they could benefit from. They saw something that you had that they wanted to experience. They saw something that you had that they thought could add value to their lives. They weren't focused on adding value to yours. They were focused on adding value to themselves. Wake up out of your illusions. It's hurting you. This is what keeps us blind, because we get rocked to sleep with the, oh, you're so pretty, and you're so handsome, and oh my God, you get rocked to sleep with all of the little pleasantries in the beginning. Get rocked smooth to sleep because you're not telling yourself those things. So the moment that somebody else comes and tells you those things, all of a sudden you feel special in that moment. You were special before the person ever showed up. This is why self-love is so important. If you don't have the unconditional love in you, the moment that somebody comes up and starts praising you and all of these other things like that, because these are things that you don't tell yourself, all of a sudden you're gonna put this person on some pedestal in your mind. Because they're telling you everything that you lack the ability to tell yourself. So if you don't see yourself as special, if you're not giving yourself that unconditional love, the first person that comes and gives you a taste of anything, you're going to cling to it. No different than if I'm in the ocean and you've been sitting and swimming for an hour. The moment I pull up in that raft is going to look like a yacht because you're tired. You're going to get in anything that comes along at that time. It could be a raft. It could be something I done made on the side of the ocean somewhere. Anything gonna look like a yacht to you. May, what's up, beloved? Yeah, the love you give yourself is the only love you need. Everything else is extra. Silver CEO, what's up, beloved? Some of you guys been swimming in that ocean so long by yourself that the moment somebody comes up in that raft, you jump on it. Jump smooth on it. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Love, I see you. Silver CEO, I see you, beloved. All right, let's get busy getting busy. That was an appetizer. Now we're going to get into the main show. Now, we all guilty of it, beloved. We're all guilty of it. And what people don't understand and what awareness is going to teach you is that what you fail to give yourself, you're going to go looking for in other people. Let me just give you the news flash right now. Everything you fail to give yourself, you're going to go looking for in other people. Thinking that this person is getting ready to complete you, but the person never had the ability to complete you. Only the awareness can complete you. Only your purpose can complete you. Only your calling can complete you. You never needed to reach for the person. You needed to reach for yourself. There was no one outside of you that you needed to reach for. You needed to reach for yourself. Ellie, I see you, beloved. Same way that the ocean doesn't need to reach for more water. It just needs to understand what it already is. When you don't understand what you are, how can you appreciate what you don't understand? We talk about this all the time. When the eyes are unobstructed, the result is sight. When the mind is unobstructed, the result is wisdom. And when the heart is unobstructed, the result is unconditional love. You have some obstructions there. The person can't fix the internal obstruction, beloved. They can't fix that. Even though your ego has convinced you that they can. Let me say that one more time. When the eyes are unobstructed, the result is sight. When the mind is unobstructed, the result is wisdom. And when your heart is unobstructed, the result is unconditional love. You have some obstructions there. And the obstructions, chances are coming from your programming and conditioning. It's coming from the identity you built around your wounds. It's coming from the person you currently identify as. It's coming from your ego. It's coming from your shadow. It's coming from your childhood trauma. There are things in you that you need to heal. And what you don't understand is this person that's getting ready to enter your life is going to be wearing the face of everything that you refuse to heal within yourself. They're going to wear the face of all of the wounds that you haven't healed. They're going to wear the face of the boundaries that you don't have. They're going to wear the face of the self-respect that's missing and the self-love that's missing. That's what they're going to wear the face of. And then you're going to call them toxic for reflecting you back to you. You're going to call them a narcissist for reflecting back to you everything that's missing in you. You're going to call them the problem, which means that you will rob yourself of becoming the solution. The narcissist lives in you. The red flags lives in you. The toxic relationship lives in you. It's not outside of you. It lives in you. It gets reflected to you from everything outside of you. But your external world is only a mirror image of what's happening in you internally. If 5-star love is there, there's nothing to reflect. If 5-star respect is there, there's nothing to reflect. If unconditional love is there, there's nothing for the person to reflect. They can only reflect what I am. But if I'm not carrying those things, people will reflect what's missing in me. Trina, what's up, beloved? That's what you got to understand. You ain't never been in a bad relationship a day in your life. You've only been in a relationship with people that mirror everything that you haven't healed within yourself. Truth is at the door. Navy SEALs and everything. Again, do me a favor real quick, you guys, and turn your heads. What's up, beloved? Do me a favor and share the live to your stories or repost the live if you haven't already done so. Please share or repost the live if you haven't already done so. Please. I tell you guys this all the time. Baddest thing on the planet is you. That's not bumper sticker talk. Your life is the thing that other people are supposed to model. Truth is at the door. We don't understand that. Your life is the thing that other people are supposed to model. That's why God created you. He gave us Jesus first. Your life is the thing that other people are supposed to model. That's why he created you. But how can people model if you show up small? How can they model if you don't live from your authenticity? What can they model if you lack discipline? What can they model if you bow to fear? What can they model if you don't speak your truth? You're not working out. You don't take care of the number one asset, but you don't have an excuse on the planet. But why you not working out at least 5 days a week? There ain't an excuse you can give me. Not one. I give you 50 years to give me an excuse. There ain't an excuse you can give me unless you got some physical ailment, some handicap. I get it. I'm going to take you out of the conversation. For everybody else, if you can get up and walk to the refrigerator right now, you can get up and go to the gym. Not an excuse. See, what we don't understand is this. You're looking at your physical body through the wrong filter, beloved. I'm talking about you looking at it through the wrong filter. Your physical body is the transportation system for your spirit and your soul. What's more important than that? What's your relationship? Your job? That person you chasing? That text message that you can't wait to receive from that person that they ain't gonna do nothing but project their pain onto you? What could be more important? I'm just asking you, give me one excuse. One more time, if there's some physical ailment, something that's stopping you, your back issues or whatever case it be, I get it. I'm not talking to you. That's the problem. You so desensitized to your physical body. One more time, your physical body is a reflection of what you can, of how you feel about yourself. More importantly, it's the number one asset and the first asset that God gave you to take care of. So we sitting here praying for more, but he like, you not even taking care of the number one thing I gave you. You don't take care of the first asset. You asking me for another one. Let me give it to you the way I know you won't miss it. If you buy your kid a car, let's just say your kid is 16 years old. You buy your kid their first car. They tearing the car up. They don't ever wash the car. No oil changes. They haven't taken the car to get the tires rotated. All the engine lights is on in the car. The check engine light is on. The temperature gauge is on. The gas light gauge is on. The transmission light is on. All the lights on. And then they come to you and say that they want a new car. Not only do they want another car, the car that they want is more expensive than the one you already got there. You gonna do it? Tell me with a straight face you're gonna do it. They let their friends drive the car, they disrespect the car, leaving the car getting towed every other week, all in the impound yard. You gonna get them another car? Because that's how God is looking at you. We don't take care of the asset, but we want the other blessings that the asset creates. Just make it make sense. I don't have the time to work out, coach. I don't have the time to go to the gym. I don't have the time. What are you doing with the time? That's all the time is for. To build yourself. Because when you take care of you and you build you, every person that comes into your life can only mirror that. That's the problem. Doc, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, beloved. Thank you for the gift. Now, step your game up. No more excuses. No more, okay, I won't start. No more wait till Monday stories that you keep selling yourself. No, it's time for you to take care of asset number one. Because if you don't value asset number one, no one else will. See, people don't value the asset called you because you don't value it. The value you place on yourself will always be mirrored by the value that others place on you. You ain't got no choice but to bring 5-star respect to me because I don't want to accept anything less than that. Because that's what I give myself. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You're going to meet me where I am. I'm not going to meet you down in the lobby of who you are. See, the most powerful force on earth outside of God himself is understanding. I said the most powerful. Double down on the most part. The most powerful force on earth outside of God himself is understanding. Nothing is more important in life than understanding. Not your money, not your level of education, not your connections, not your prayer life, not even faith operates properly without understanding. Nothing operates without understanding. Because the quality of your life will never rise above your level of understanding. Write that down. The quality of your life will never rise above your level of understanding. We suffer in life because there are things happening in you and around you that you don't understand. For example, you don't know what fear is and why it shows up. The average person has no idea what anxiety is and why it shows up. We don't know what depression is and why it shows up. We don't know what the ego is and when it comes online and what's its role, what's its purpose, what's its function. It's in your life. You don't understand why it's there. Depression is in your life. You don't understand why it's there. Fear is in your life. You don't understand why it's there. Doubt shows up knocking at your door. You don't understand what it's coming to tell you. But we understand the date nap. We understand the relationships. We understand the people that we chase. We understand how to get to the Louis Vuitton store. We understand how to make ourselves look pretty, but fall apart internally. That's what you're telling me? That's how we move it as a society? I don't understand what's happening in me, but I understand what's happening outside of me. I understand my wants, coach. I understand my desires. I understand what I want from other people. I just don't understand myself. All of these things happening inside of me, I don't understand what they mean. I'll go to somebody else and trust their judgment to tell me who and what I am. That's what you're doing? You going to the therapist who also has a therapist herself. That's what you're telling me? Google what I'm saying to you. The majority of the therapists out there have therapists themselves. So if it's working, why they need another therapist? Most psychiatrists also go to psychiatrists themselves. So if the information is so powerful, why do you need somebody else? The medicine you giving yourself ain't enough. You will never find a self-aware person going to another self-aware person to get that medicine. They are the medicine. You ain't gonna never see the self-aware person sitting on the couch of the therapist. Never. I said you'll never see it the same way you won't never see a unicorn walking down the street. We suffer because we don't know what we are. And then we borrow everyone else's definition and they don't know who they are. We borrow their definition. That's why so many of us are suffering. We don't take the time to know who we are. We only take the time to know what we want, what we need from somebody else. Anything that you don't understand, you'll never appreciate. Anything that you don't understand, you will never appreciate. Not because you're a bad person. Because how can I place value on something that I don't understand? Going back to the rock example, I give you this stone. The stone is worth $50 million. You got to sit on your coffee table because you didn't understand its value. But you're the stone. You are the philosopher's stone. See, in ancient times, the philosopher's stone was anyone that could turn pain into power. Anyone that could turn their wounds into wealth. Anyone that could take what was sent to break them and transform that into something that's building them. Everything that tried to break me built me. I am the philosopher's stone. Everything I touch will turn to gold, but so are you. Fear is on your side. It's not against you. Depression is on your side. It's not against you. Anxiety is on your side. It's not against you. These things are your alarms. These things are your protection from what you don't understand. When you're out of alignment with the truth, when you're out of alignment with your highest and best self, when you're out of alignment with God, most importantly, these things show up. Pain shows up because genuine love is not there. Look at your history. I'm giving you spiritual common sense right now. Anytime that pain showed up, it's because genuine love was missing. There was an absence of love there. That's why pain came knocking on the door. You weren't loving yourself. Maybe because you were going through a breakup. Maybe because you lost your job. Maybe because somebody walked out of your life 5 minutes before you were ready to let go of the person. That's when pain showed up. But pain showed up because you were no longer loving yourself, because you allowed something that happened in your external world to control you internally. You had become a liability to yourself. You were no longer the asset. No, you bless what walks out, because when something walks out, something else is going to walk in. It's been that way since the beginning of time. That's how your whole life has worked. Everything that walked out, something else walked. Tell me I'm lying. I give you all day. I can promise you, you won't tell me that. Tell me I'm lying. Everything that leaves only makes space for what's coming. Every relationship you have ever been in that ended, another one came. Now, it might have came 6 months later. It might have came a month later. It might have came. I know it came. But we treat life as though nothing else is coming, as though this was the last thing. No, it's never the last. Candace, what's up, beloved? Yeah, I love it when things end, because that means for every ending, there's a new beginning getting ready to happen. I'm focused on the beginning, not focused on what ends. I'm not focused on what yesterday took away from me. I'm focused on what tomorrow is getting ready to bring me. You got to shift your mindset. We suffer because we're only focused on what yesterday took. You're not paying attention to what tomorrow's going to bring. That's why we suffer. Then what yesterday took, I'm focused on what tomorrow's bringing, because whatever leaves, something bigger is always coming. It's always happened that way. Every relationship that's ended, that next person that came was just a little bit better, even if they were only by 1%. Just a little bit better, just a little bit better, just a little bit better. It's always better. But we forget. We lack understanding when it comes to God. We lack understanding when it comes to the fact that we're all interconnected. Every single person that you see is just consciousness in a different form. Every person that you see is just awareness in a different form. What's the problem with that, coach? Your mind won't allow you to see that. This is why you have to transcend mind. See, self-awareness is your ability to transcend mind. You have to understand the limitations of your mind. Your mind can't see oneness. It can only see things in twos. This is the most important teaching I can give you. Most 9 out of 10 people that you meet, they're seeing life through the level of the mind, which means everything that they see is twos. So they see me, and then they see something else. They see the tree, and they see the fruit. They see the rose, and they see the thorns. But all of these things are one. Everything is just God in a different expression. The same way when you look at the ocean, every single wave is the ocean, just in a different form, being expressed differently. Some waves are 15 feet high. Some waves are not big at all. Some waves barely break the surface. But the point not to be missed is that they're all the ocean. It's just one ocean, many different expressions of the same ocean. This is the lack of understanding part. Self-aware people understand that. That's why they'll never hurt you. That's why they never take advantage of you. That's why they would never manipulate you, because they understand that they're hurting the ocean when they hurt you. They would never do that. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. If they knew they were cursing the Lord of glory, they would have never did it. They would have never done that. They only did it because they didn't understand. So God does not punish you. This is why sin and awareness only means that you're disconnected from God. He's not going to punish you for what you don't understand. Not worried about what your Bible has turned sin into. Sin and awareness means that you are disconnected from God in that moment. And what that means is that you lack understanding. Why would he punish you for something that you don't understand? You don't punish your kids when they don't understand their homework. You're not going to punish them for that. You're going to tell them to keep trying, but you're not going to punish them for what they don't know. Just use your spiritual common sense right now. It should wake you up. Lamika, what's up, beloved? Yeah, the punishment is coming from you. We punishing ourselves. And God is like, I'm not tripping on nothing. You're still asleep, beloved. You're still asleep. That part right there, Jessica, that part right there, beloved. Yeah, and like I said, I'll tell you guys this all the time. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. He gonna send certain teachers to teach you. But there's only one teacher. There's only one teacher. I wonder if you'll catch it. I wonder if your ego will give you permission to catch what I'm saying. There's only one teacher. He's been teaching you the entire time. I wonder if your ego will take this foot off your neck long enough to let you hear what I'm saying. If there's only one ocean, but many different expressions with respect to the waves, then what's been teaching you the whole time? If there's only one tree, but there's many apples on the tree, then what's giving life to the apple? What's making the apple sweet? Is it the apple or is it the tree? What's been teaching you this entire time? A wave that's connected to that ocean, but the wave is the ocean. Aquarian goddess, I see you, beloved. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Letitia, I see you, beloved. Candace, I appreciate you. Star, what's up, beloved? I appreciate that gift. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. More than you know. More than you know. Alex, I see you. God has been waiting for the waves to come together. It's time for the waves to come together. That's what this whole thing is about. We've allowed society to program us and condition us to see each other differently. Let me qualify it in case you're struggling with it. Let me qualify it in case you're struggling with it. I wrote about this in my book. Let's just say there's 8 billion people on the face of this earth, give or take. But let's just rest on that number, 8 billion. Let's split that number down the middle. So we're going to take 4 billion people, we're going to put them on this side of the world, and we're going to take 4 billion people and we're going to put them on this side of the world. Perfect split. And then we're going to label these people as blue, and we're going to label these people over here as red. At some point in time, these people over here will start to identify as red. At some point in time, these people over here will start to identify as blue. And because their egos are still online, the people on the blue side of the world will start to think that the reds are more aggressive, the reds aren't as nice, the reds aren't as educated, the reds aren't good people. And your ego will convince you that because you're blue, you're better. And then they take it a step further and they make you turn in your driver's license that you have right now. And you get a new driver's license. And on that new driver's license, it has blue on there. This person that has to go get the driver's license on this side has red on their ID. And so you start to identify with that. That's how your ego works. You will literally identify with that. And when you meet somebody that's from the blue side, you'll start to think that you're different from them. You'll start to think that you're better. If you're a red, you will think you are better than the blue. And if you are a blue, you will think you are better than the red. I'm just showing you how programming works. Now freeze that thought. Now you got Native Americans, you got white people, black people, Asian. Look at all the different colors. I just gave you the example with the blue. You don't see it. You don't see it. Because if I get you to identify with the color, you'll never identify with what you really are. I will always see Tara as white. I will see me as black. I will always see Sefe as Hispanic. I will see me as black. I will always see somebody on this side of the world as Asian. I will see me as this over here. That's how it's going to work. Until you wake up. And this is why they don't teach awareness anywhere. Why? Because if we leave the awareness out, let's teach them everything but the awareness. If we leave the awareness out, they'll never discover it. They will only see themselves through color. They will only identify with blue or with red, brown, white, black. Just let them look at themselves through those filters. If you don't see it right now, this is not the platform for you. I'm going to tell you what's worse than that. I'm going to tell you what's worse than that. Infinitely worse. Color only exists in your mind. Color only exists in your mind. It does not exist in reality. Outside of your physical body, right now, color does not exist. Energy exists. Electromagnetic waves exist, but not color as you see it in your mind right now. Google what I'm telling you if you're struggling with this. Let Google convince you if I can't. So that color that you assign to a person only exists in your mind. It doesn't exist on the person. That's how asleep we've become. I'm telling you, your mind assigns color to everything, to every tree, every branch, to the ocean, to the sky, to that rainbow that you think you're looking at. Your mind assigns color to everything. Color doesn't exist outside your mind. It never has and it never will. Only energy lives outside of you. Only magnetic waves lives outside of you, but not color as you see it in your mind right now. Color exists in your mind. Reality exists in your mind, not outside of you, because everything is just energy. So when God is looking at you, he's looking at energy. He doesn't see anything different than you, because the energy that you are is the energy that he is. I can tell you specifically how I know what God sees. I can know what God sees because I operate from 5D consciousness. That's number one. Number two, everything is energy. There's nothing else to see. There's nothing else to see. Everything outside of your physical body is energy. There's nothing else to see. When you step into 5D consciousness, you will understand. Yeah, there's nothing else to see. Everything is energy. Yeah, thrifting, I'll touch on that right now. Yeah, my name is Jordan Williams, you guys. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, 5D consciousness, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I'm also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness, How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? Boom. All right. I need you to empty your cup for what I'm about to say next. Because if you don't empty your cup, you won't hear it. Your ego is going to struggle with what I'm saying, but your spirit won't. Your programming and conditioning is going to struggle with what I'm saying, but your soul won't. The version of you that you created around your wounds and your pain will struggle with what I'm about to say next, but your consciousness won't. Which version of you will you listen from? Everything you are afraid of losing was never yours to begin with. Let that hit your spirit. Everything you are afraid of losing or have lost was never yours to begin with. The people you love, the life you've built, the version of yourself you've worked so hard to become, all of it arrived, which means that all of it will leave one day. All of it arrived, but all of it will leave one day. This is not a reason for you to love less. This is a reason for you to love more. This is the very reason that you should love deeper. This is the very reason that you should love more fearlessly. Because everything that you currently have access to or have had access to has an expiration date on it. None of it was promised to you. None of it came with permanence. It all had an expiration date attached to it. You included. We're going to lose people, and people are going to lose us. That's the cycle of life. But God never promised you anything. All of this comes from your ego and your programming and what somebody else has told you. The illusions that we live out of, the fantasies that we create. about some forever that was never promised to us by God, only promised to you by your ego. Everything you are afraid of losing, beloved, was never yours, which means that all of it will leave one day. And it's the very reason why you should love more. Stop focusing on what's gone. Focus on loving what's there. That's what's hurting you. We pay so much attention to what's gone that we neglect what's there. But what's there, coach? You're there. There's still people in your life. There's still things for you to experience. This person had their experience in your life, and then they left. They were never promised to be there forever. And what's beautiful about that is this: God gave you the gift. What was the gift? He let you experience love. He let you experience the person. Now, that might have been for a week. It may have been for a year. It may have been for 10 years, 50. We don't know. This is the number one reason why you should love deeper, because you don't know. You don't know how long you have with the people around you. There's an expiration date on me. Don't neglect these live streams. Don't neglect your ability to grow with me, because you're not guaranteed another live stream with me. You're guaranteed the one you're looking at. That's all you get. And if you get another one, wonderful. And if you've gotten to ride this ride with me for a little while, wonderful. But when I'm gone, that's not a reason to be upset. It's a reason to celebrate, because you got to experience love. You got to experience someone that cared about you. You got to experience someone that poured into you. That's what it's all about. Don't lose sight of that, or you neglect what the relationship was all about. You sitting here focusing on the fact that the person is not there. What did they leave behind? They left the memories behind. They left the versions of you that got unlocked in their presence behind. They left the love behind. The best parts of what they left is what's most important, not the fact that you don't have access. What was left behind? You grieve because your love no longer has a home. That's why you're grieving. The version of you that you created that goes with that particular person, there's nowhere for you to sit that version of you, because that version of you only goes with this particular individual. And because you don't have that individual, that identity is still running, because that identity has certain thoughts, certain beliefs, certain attitudes, certain routines, certain behaviors, and you don't have a place to set that version of you down anymore. That version of you doesn't go with anyone else. It was only created and designed to go with that particular person. And right now it's still running, which means that you're thinking about them. You're feeling certain things. You're experiencing certain things, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that anything needs to be fixed. It just means that you lack understanding. Grieving means that your love no longer has a home. And what God wants you to do is stop focusing on the fact that they're missing and bring that love back to yourself. Bring it back to you, because that's where it belongs. And celebrate the experiences that you had. Celebrate the version of you that got unlocked in their presence. Celebrate who you got to become. Celebrate the memories that you experienced. Celebrate God in this moment for giving you access to that person to begin with. That's where the celebration starts. This isn't cause to be sad. It's cause to experience love in life. You got to experience love. You know how many people don't get that? Doesn't matter how long the love stayed. The fact of the matter is you got to experience it. That's what you celebrate. But as long as you keep focusing on the fact that you no longer have access to the person, you're doing subtraction in that moment, not addition, which means that the love is, one more time, the love is being obstructed. So what do you do with that love? Do something in their honor. Transmute that energy. Go live for them. Go become something more powerful for them. Go create some new version of yourself for them, something that they would be so proud of. Use that energy to get in the best shape. Use that energy to go build your business. Use that energy to do something in their honor, something that you never would have done before, that you know they would have liked and you know they would have appreciated. That's what it's about. You transmute energy. That's what it means being the alchemist. You transform every negative situation into a powerful, because there is no negativity in life. Negativity comes from your perspective. So if that's me, and let's just say it's my mom, but what does she love? My mom loves buying clothes for the homeless. So I'm going to go do something like that in her honor. I'm not going to sit at home and be gloomy and moody. I'm going to go do something in her honor. That's what I'm saying. King Kev, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you live through them and you live for them, right? You live through them, but you live for them as well, right? It's no different than that relay race that you see at the Olympics, right? That relay race. Once that person hands you that baton and you take off running, you're not thinking about the person behind you anymore. Right? Every person in your life is just like that relay race. Some people are going to run the whole race with you. Some people will finish the race with you. Some people will only start the race with you. What's important is the fact that you're still running. Finish the race. Absolutely, beloved. No, the fact that I won't be here forever makes me love Lynetta that much more. Makes me love Red that much more. Makes me love Brock that much more. Sefe that much more. Tara that much more. Coach Sonia that much more. The fact that I won't be here makes me not neglect this moment. Makes me not show up small. Makes me not tolerate disrespect. Makes me not want to not speak my truth. No, I got to go hard because I don't know how many more moments I have with them. I ain't got time to be waiting. I ain't got time to show up small. I don't have time to not speak my truth. I don't have time. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You don't have time to keep fumbling yourself. Because the only moment that's been promised to you is the one you're experiencing right now. This moment didn't come with a receipt that guarantees the next moment. The breath that you're experiencing right now did not come with a receipt that promises the next breath. All that's an illusion of your thinking. And this is why we don't take life serious. This is why we don't become the most powerful version of ourselves, because you live in your life like you got 1,000 years to live it. Like somebody promised you something. Your ego tearing you up. This is why we neglect the people that's around us, because you assume that they're going to be there forever. And then the moment that person is taken away from you, all of a sudden you spiral out of control. But when the people are here, we don't value the people like we should when we have access to them. We only value them once they're no longer here. All of a sudden, we had all these tears and all this energy, but you didn't have that same energy when the person was calling you every day. I'm just being real. You got people in your phone right now that you ain't called in I don't know how long. But the moment you hear something happen to them, all of a sudden you spiral out of control. Why? You didn't bring that same energy to them when you had access to them. Because your ego has you convinced that you have forever with these people. This is why we don't call and check on our people and take care of ourselves and all of these other things. Like this is why we don't do it. The moment that that doctor tells you something's wrong with your health, all of a sudden your life is the most important thing in the world. But you'll wake up this morning stressed out. Wake up this morning unhappy. Wake up this morning, focus on what you don't have. But the moment that that doctor tells you that something is wrong with your life that you may not be able to fix, all of a sudden, your problems, you ain't focused on that. That failed relationship, you not focused on that. That money that's in your bank account, you not focused on that. The story about what broke you, you are not focused on that. The moment that that doctor tells you, ma'am, you got something going on here, we may not have a cure for this. All of a sudden, your life it becomes so important, but it was always that important. But what stopped you from seeing it? What stopped you from seeing it? Your ego. Because your ego has promised you permanence. That's the problem. God did not promise you that. Your ego has. And that's why we move through the world the way we do. That's why we always putting things off till tomorrow. This is why we don't work on ourselves like we should. This is why we all have that mindset. Oh, I'll start on Monday mindset. Oh, when this new year starts, oh, I'm going to change my life and change my body. And then we always go back to being who we always been. Testimony, I see. Do me a favor, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories, please. Yeah, share or repost a live to your stories, please, if you haven't already done so. One more time, everything you're afraid of losing was never yours to begin with. The people you love, the life you built, the version of yourself you worked so hard to become, all of it arrived. And all of it will leave one day. This is not a reason for you to love less. This is the very reason why you should love more, why you should love harder, why you should love deeper. That's the very reason. God did not create you to walk around terrified of things ending. He created you so that you could understand that endings were always a part of it. He created you to understand that endings were always a part of it. This is why you should love deeper and so fearlessly, because everything that you currently have access to comes with an expiration date. The suffering around loss is almost never about the thing itself. Your suffering comes from the belief that it was always supposed to stay. Losing someone doesn't mean that something went wrong. Losing someone means that God loved you so much that he gave you the opportunity to experience love. That was the gift. That was the blessing. That was the purpose. And that should be the only thing that you take from the experience. If you take anything from that experience, you're going to suffer. Nothing has ever come to you with the promise that it would ever stay, that it would stay forever. Let me say that one more time. Nothing has ever come to you with the promise that it would stay forever. The breath that you experience right now did not come with the promise of your next breath. This moment that you're experiencing didn't come with the promise of the next moment. Your suffering comes from you wanting permanence from things that were only meant to be temporary. See, the bird being aware of its cage doesn't make it free. Being aware of your circumstances and your suffering is not enough. Self-awareness is the only thing that can transform you into the key that will unlock the mental prison that most people live in. See, enough with the psychoanalysis, enough with the self-pity, enough with the broken promises that things are going to change one day. Because your life won't change until you change the mindset that's responsible for producing the life that you no longer love. So there's nothing wrong with your life. What has to change is the mindset that's produced the life that you no longer desire. You want to know the truth? You already know what's wrong. You already know what's wrong. It's bubbling up in you right now. And you've spent so much of your life trying to suppress it. It shows up in the moments when no one else is around. You try so hard to control it. The thing that you need to change most about you is probably the thing that you're most familiar with. But you already know what it is. So you've been fighting that war in your mind between who you are and who you have the potential to become. And who you are has more victories against you than that person you want to become. You're fighting hard to get away from her, but something pulls you back. Something has you chained. Something has you anchored to that version of you. Maybe it's your procrastination. Maybe it's your ego. Maybe it's the identity you built around your pain. Maybe it's something in your shadow. Maybe it's your childhood trauma. There's something there that keeps you anchored to who you've always been. Yeah, you got the vision boards. You got goals and dreams. You got self-help books everywhere. You watch the videos. You do all the affirmations, but something keeps pulling you back to who you've always been. No matter how hard you try, something is keeping you chained there. And you know what it is. And that something is bigger than you. When things are going right, everything is fine. But the moment that that stress hits, the moment that your vibrational frequency lowers, the moment that the world stops spinning and turning the way you need it to, that version of you comes out. See, your life won't be built by the Instagram version of you. Your life will be built by who you are when no one else is watching. That version of you is the real you. Who you are on social media, who you are on your live streams and in your videos, who you are when you walk in that office building. It's not the real you. That real you is watching the you that performs for everyone else. And she is powerful, and she is wounded, and she is hurt, and she's been trampled over emotionally, and she is broken. And she needs your love more than anyone else. Now, you give it to other people so freely, but she needs you to give it to her. She lives in your shadow. She's all of the versions of yourself that you had to edit to be in that relationship. All of the versions of yourself that you've had to edit to be around certain people. All of the moments in life when you didn't show up and speak your truth. All of the moments in life, she got built. And she is strong, and she is tired. Awareness is about returning back to yourself, beloved. I've got to go get her. I've got to go get him. This is about integration here. This isn't about adding new people to your life. This is about recovering the parts of yourself so that you can be what somebody else needed you to be, so that you could receive the love and the attention and the validation and the acceptance and the belonging from other people that you really didn't need, but you were programmed to believe that you needed. So there's two different versions of you operating right now. There's the version of you that's in your shadow, and then there's the version of you that you promote to the world. And that version of you that you promote to the world can't hold a candle to the version of you that's in your shadow right now. She is powerful. But she's tired. She's tired. Why is she tired, coach? Because you're always putting other people's needs ahead of your own. You're always making other people the priority and not yourself. You always have time for other people, but when it comes to you, you're tired. You won't put the work in on you. You won't build your character, won't build the integrity, won't build the discipline, won't build the self-awareness. You won't understand. Self-awareness is about integration. It's about taking that version of you that you've had to edit, that you've had to suppress. It's about bringing her into the light, because dark and light are the same. Dark is just the absence of light. It's all light. She's light as well. That part right there, T-Bands. That part right there, beloved. Without that dark, the light has no power. So one more time, the bird being aware of its cage does not make it free. Does not make it free. It's wonderful that you're aware of the cage, beloved. It's wonderful that you're aware of the cage, but you're still in it. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you're still in it. I'm gonna tell you what's worse. The bars are made up of your own thoughts. The bars are made up of your pain. The bars are made up of your trauma. That's what's keeping you in the cage. That bird is ready to fly out, but she can't fly out because of what she's surrounded by. She's surrounded by her pain. She's surrounded by her trauma. Just through self-awareness. Self-awareness is the answer to every single mental, spiritual. Monica, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. That part right there, the bars are just an illusion of your thinking, but they're also the thing that keeps you trapped. The same way when you got a person that's in a toxic relationship and you won't out of the relationship, you know that the person can't meet you where you want to be met. You know you're not happy anymore. You know that this relationship doesn't work for you anymore, but you stay chained to the relationship. Okay, well, what's keeping you there? Your thoughts are keeping you there. The relationship, there's no chain on you, right? There's nothing anchoring you to it, but you won't leave. Same thing with the person that has the job. You don't want to go to the job anymore. The job makes you unhappy. It doesn't fulfill you anymore. Okay, wonderful. But what's keeping you chained there? See, because the same version of you that keeps you chained to the job and that keeps you chained to the relationship is the same version of you that's keeping you chained to the identity that you currently identify with right now. That version of you has hit her limit. She's reached her capacity. Well, what needs to happen? I need to pour the awareness in. I need to pour the emotional intelligence in. I need to pour the self-mastery in. I don't need to pour people because, see, becoming the most powerful version of you is not about addition. It's about subtraction. You don't need to add anything to you. You need to subtract things from you because subtraction is addition. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. You already know something's wrong. Talk to me spirit to spirit right now. You already know that something is wrong. You know it. Now, you may not be able to put your finger on it right now. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But in this moment, you already know that something is wrong. You feel the gap between who you are now and who you could be. You feel it. See, like I said, you read the books, you watched the videos, you watched the live streams, you've done all the things, but none of it seems to stick. None of it seems to stick. But let me tell you why it's not sticking. Because you're trying to renovate a house built on broken foundation. You can't upgrade your way out of an identity that was built around your pain. You can't polish the version of you that emerged from all of your unhealed trauma. And you can't remodel the version of you that still bows to fear. See, real transformation doesn't begin with addition. It begins with subtraction. You have to mentally burn the old you down completely so that the new you can live. No backup plans, no safety nets, and no residue from the previous version of you. We don't need her anymore. She did her job, but we don't need her anymore. She can't take you any further than you already are. See, this is not becoming a better version of you. This is about becoming someone entirely different. That part right there, Monica. See, your new life will never be experienced until you let go of the identity that built your old life. And that's why so many of you guys are struggling. You cannot build your new life on the foundation of your old life. Trust me when I tell you, I'm the quintessential example of that. I was trying to build the new me on the shoulders of the old me, stacking new habits on top of broken ones. So it wasn't that the new habits didn't work. It's that they were built on top of broken ones. Trina, I see you, beloved. See, who you were is robbing you of who you have the potential to become. That's what's hurting you. Who you used to be is robbing you of who you have the potential to become. She's too heavy. See, yesterday's version of you, she carries your wounds, she carries your ego, she carries the trauma, she carries the failed relationships, all the mistakes, the heartbreak, the betrayal. She's carrying all of that. You can't take her into the future. You've got to set her down and shift out of that. She can't take you any further than she did her job. She got you to the boundary line. But she's not, what got you here is not what's going to get you there. Yesterday's mindset will not build tomorrow's empire. You leave the pain with her, you leave the trauma with her, you leave the mistakes and the failures with her, and then you shift out of that identity. I don't need to identify with that version of me anymore. That's what I had to do. To become this version of me, I had to let go of who I used to be. Completely let go. No residue, no carryover. See, for some of you guys, the person that you want to be is suffocating under the weight of the person you choose to be. That's what's crushing you. Alana, what's up, beloved? You have to understand that every version of you comes with a certain capacity. In the version of you that you currently identify, now if you have the life that you want, then the version of you that you are in this moment is giving you the life that you want, right? Because who you identify as in this moment is what's building and producing your current reality. Your identity is what's producing your current reality, nothing else. Everything that you are attracting is coming from the person that you currently identify as. She controls the love you believe you deserve, the respect you believe you deserve, how much discipline you have, how much awareness you have, how much emotional. She's controlling everything in full control. So you can read the books all day long. You're still not touching her. You can read, watch the motivational videos all day long. You're still not touching her. You're just building, you just pouring more information on top of a broken foundation. She's wounded. It ain't no different when you have a slow leak in your tire. You don't keep riding around on the tire. You change the tire. That tire can't take you any further. It did its job. She's like a tire with a slow leak. I need to shift out of that now. Period. Or I'll never become who I'm supposed to be. And here's what you got to understand. The unknown only carries more versions of you. That's the only thing in your unknown is versions of yourself that you have yet to experience. Every moment brings you an opportunity to become someone you've never been before. That's the value of the present moment. Every single moment has the potential to unlock a version of you that you've never experienced before. So the same way that snake sheds its skin 2 to 3 days or 2 or 3 times a year, we have an opportunity to shed yesterday. Every new day, I need to shed yesterday. When you woke up this morning, you were brand new. You never experienced this moment. You never experienced this time. You never experienced this energy. You never experienced anything. But you bring in who you used to be into this moment. When you don't have to. See, this is why the awareness is so important. I didn't bring yesterday's version of me into today and contaminate today. Every single day, I let go of yesterday's version. I don't want nothing to do with yesterday's version of me. Nothing to do with that guy. Whatever his problems were, whatever his pain was, whatever. Yeah, yesterday's version of me was designed to get me to today. I keep telling you guys about that Uber ride. You got to look at your life the same way you look at that Uber. When you get inside of that Uber, what's the point? For that Uber to take you from where you are to where you want to be. Once you get in that Uber and they take you to your destination and you get out of that Uber, you should no longer be concerned with where that Uber is going, or who they're going to talk to next, who are they going to pick up next. You should not, that's not your concern because they did their job. Okay, well, yesterday was just an Uber ride. It brought you to this moment. Get out of the Uber. You sitting here, where are you going, Mr. Uber driver? Where are you going next? And who you going to pick up? You still hanging on to yesterday, but you're trying to build your tomorrow. No, get out of the Uber car yesterday and get fully into today. You got 1,440 minutes to produce who you want to be today, to build to the structure today. Think about a high-rise building. Right? Think about a high-rise building that's under construction. So it's going to start out with the dirt. And then the next day, they're going to add the cement. And then the next day, they're going to add some framing. But every single day, they're adding something new to the structure. If they keep focusing on yesterday, that high rise will never be built. And that's what God is saying. You're like the high rise. Every single day, you're building that. But what happened yesterday doesn't help what we try to do today. So every day when I wake up, I'm only focused on what am I building? What am I adding? How high am I going to climb today? Not what did I do yesterday, because yesterday is no longer relevant now. Some of you guys still on the cement phase of you, still on the framing phase of you. You still focusing on what happened a year ago and what happened 5 years ago and who took something from you and who walked out of your life. You still caught up. You're not building the building because you're too busy focusing on what happened yesterday. They feel I see you, my brother. Nah, it's not serving you anymore. Just think about a real construction. I'm telling you, when you see a real construction zone, all they doing is moving forward. And every single day, they are adding something new to the structure every single day. That's exactly what we are supposed to do. Add something new to the structure every single day. Stay in a constant state of growth and evolution. Stop focusing on what left. Stop focusing on who didn't stay. Stop focusing on the stories about what broke you. From this moment moving forward, don't ever tell a story about what broke you ever again. It doesn't serve you, beloved. It's going to lower your vibrational frequency and it's going to cause you to punish yourself. You gain no value by telling people the story about what broke you, who hurt you, who walked out of your life. I tell you guys this all the time. You ain't never been cheated on in the history of your life. People just cheat themselves out of a future with you. You don't carry that. They cheat themselves out of an opportunity to be with you. You don't carry that. You never, ever, ever carry other people's behavior and apply that to yourself. And that's exactly what, oh, he cheated on me. He betrayed me. And He, this, me, vibrational frequency all the way on the floor. You in victim mode in that time. You will never become powerful when you walk around living out of victim mode. No, person cheated themselves out of a future with me. What you talking about? Cheated themselves out of an opportunity to ever get to experience me again. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But it's just one more time. We don't get hurt by life. We get hurt by the way we define it. It's not life that hurts you. The way you define your life is what hurts you. Cookie, I see you, beloved. Yeah, them expectations to tear you up. Yeah, I wish people understood that. Chosen, I wish people understood that. You know, I really wish people understood the secret to life. I really, not just understand it, but understand it on all three levels of mastery, right? Cognitive, emotional, and physical. I wish people really understand it. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you for that. Because it's a really a game changer. What reality is trying to teach us is that we're not awakened. That's all reality is teaching you. That's the only thing reality is teaching you from moment to moment. It is teaching you that you are not awakened, period. That's the whole game. There is nothing else that reality is trying to teach you other than the fact that you are not awakened. That's it. That's it. And let me tell you why I say that. Let me qualify that. Because meaning comes from you. Meaning doesn't come from anything outside of you. Meaning comes from you. So if meaning comes from me, which means that I can assign any meaning that I want. In the moment that I assign a meaning to this thing, I get to experience that particular emotion. So I can assign meaning to this thing over here. I get to experience happiness. I get to assign meaning to this thing over here. I get to experience joy. I get to assign meaning to this thing over here. I get to experience abundance or excitement or whatever the case may be. But I can also assign meaning to something and experience depression. I can also assign meaning to something and experience anxiety. Okay, well, if I'm self-aware, if I'm awakened, why would I punish myself when I don't have to? Think about what I'm saying to you. If meaning comes from me, and it does, and God is allowing me to give any meaning I want to any situation, why would I intentionally punish myself? Now I got to go take medication. Now I got to go see the therapist, but I'm in control. I'm trying to ask the therapist to fix a problem that only I can control. Because until I stop, the pill ain't going to make me stop giving meaning to the thing. I don't give a damn how many pills they give you. You are only suffering because of the meaning that you assign to the situation. What you think that pill gonna do for you? Change your meaning meter? No, you control the meaning. Ain't got nothing to do with that pill. I don't give a damn how long you sit on that therapist's couch. She can't make you stop giving negative meaning to your past and to what broke you and to the person that cheated on you and to the person that nobody can get you to stop doing that but you. No amount of medication. I don't give a damn if she got 100 PhDs. She can't get you to stop doing that. So you throwing money away. Why? Because you lack understanding. Meaning comes from you. So God is looking at it like, you can pray to me all day long, but that's why I gave you free will. I'm not going to rewire the way you think. I'm going to let you figure it out because sometimes you have to utilize suffering to end suffering. But meaning comes from you. So if you're awakened and you don't ever have to suffer, he's saying y'all can walk around and be happy all day long. You do understand that. You can walk around excited all day long. You do understand that. You can walk around and experience joy all day long. You do understand that. You are the one that controls all of that. I don't control that. You control it. But you choosing to be depressed. You choosing to bow to fear. You choosing to bow to anxiety. We sit there with all this imposter syndrome, but meaning comes from you. But we calling ourselves awakened. We calling ourselves wise. He's looking at us like, why are you punishing yourself? This is is why this conversation is so important. I know people with PhDs suffering, master's degrees suffering, JDs and MBAs suffering, but they smart, right? Just make it make sense to me. I'm just asking you to make it make sense. I'm not asking you to change the world. I'm just asking you to change the way you look at it. Come on, y'all. What are we doing here? Meaning comes from you. What God is saying is this: every single thing that happens to you throughout the course of the day, you get to assign what it means. Nothing outside of you comes with a built-in definition. Nothing outside of you. God doesn't even come with a built-in definition. We all got a different definition of who he is. He don't even come. He the most powerful thing in the universe. So if he doesn't come with built-in definition, neither does your pain. That's what I'm saying. You get to assign any meaning you want. It's not the pain that's hurting you, it's the meaning you attach to it. And he's saying, so going back to my original point, so what reality is trying to teach you is that you're not awakened. You're still asleep. You're punishing yourself. You're suffering unnecessarily. You get to control what things mean to you. You get to control what things mean to you. And when you become awakened, you're going to stop giving negative meanings because you won't understand, I'm getting ready to hurt me. I ain't going to hurt the person. That part right there being chosen, you in full control, beloved. This is what he's saying. You in full control. I only gave you the negative emotions so that you would know that you're not awakened, that you're not asleep, that you're out of alignment with me. But they're not punishments, they're indicators. And we miss it. We miss it. We miss it. That part right there, Lynn. That part right there, beloved. That part right there. We miss it. Man, we miss it. 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 Paulina, what's up, beloved? Yeah, Cookie. We miss it. So again, DJ Perky, what's going on, beloved? So again, everything is all reality is trying to teach you. Roma, see, all reality is trying to teach you is that you're not awakened yet, because reality is a master class. And that's all relax. You in a master class right now. Right now as we speak. Who running the master class? It's God's master class. You his chosen one. You in the master class right now as we speak. Now some of y'all getting D's and F's. Some of you guys are getting D's and F's now. When you tolerate disrespect, you fail it out. You show up small in your own life, you fail it out. You sit here procrastinate, you fail it out. You won't take the time to become self-aware, you fail it out. You won't take the time to become emotionally intelligent, but you got all the time to binge watch Netflix. You got all the time to chase people, but you won't chase yourself, you fail it out. And then you show up to the moment, you don't know what to do, so you attach negative meaning. The person walk out of your life, you attach negative meaning. You lose somebody, you attach negative meaning. You're failing out of the class. Your life is a classroom, beloved. We start out as the student. When you start working on yourself, you become the teacher. And then eventually you become the master. I'm at the master phase of it, but not because I'm better than you, only because I put the work in. Some of my students are entering that master phase, but they're the teachers right now. Teacher meaning that you can do live stream, you can shoot content, you can write for people. You're doing all of these different things. Meaning that you're administering medicine for other people, right? You might be creating videos, you might be creating. You're doing things where you're trying to help other people. Now you're in the teacher phase of it. But we start out as the student. Everybody starts out at the student phase of it. Yeah, you'll be the master, because as long as you keep showing up like you're showing up right now, you're gonna be the master. You have no choice but to be the master. And that's the goal, is to be the master. That's what it's about, self-mastery, right? I'm not mastering other people. I'm not the master of other people. I'm the master of myself. I don't want to master anybody else. It was too hard to master me. How the hell am I gonna master you? I barely made it to the top of my own mountain. Just a key, I show you, I see you, beloved. Yeah, Lynetta, that's when you know. We got it. Shannon, I appreciate you, beloved. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So when you think about awareness, the process of transformation, it isn't about you trying to become someone new, right? It's about removing everything that isn't you. Remember, I tell you, addition or subtraction is addition, right? And what am I talking about? The old programming and conditioning, that has to go. The identity you built around your pain, that has to go. The edited version of you that was created by your shadow, that has to go. The masks that make you more socially acceptable for certain people, that has to go. Because all of those things are robbing you of your authenticity. What's up, beloved? See, some of you guys have been wearing the false identity so long that you forgot that you were playing the character. Your old identity is not you. Your old identity is just a role that you've been playing for so long so that you could fit into certain rooms with certain people, certain relationships. We edit ourselves in relationships. Let me tell you why we edit ourselves in relationships. Because we're so comfortable doing it in life. You come in one way in the relationship, but you'll end up editing yourself throughout the course of the relationship. And it's not going to happen all at one time. But you start to see that the full expression of who you are, this person can't really handle that. And because we don't want to lose a person, we start to make edits to ourselves, but we're losing ourselves. And then we'll end up losing them because we end up becoming something that they never signed up for. The person fell in love with who you were, not who you became. That's a strange paradox, but it's the realest thing I can ever tell you. Strange paradox, strange as hell, but it's the truth. The person fell in love with who you were before the relationship started. The relationship fell apart because of who you became. Because who you became and who you were two completely different versions of you. And don't you change yourself to be what the person needed you to be, you were no longer an energetic match for the person that they signed up to be with. I tell you guys this all the time. You can't heal if you can't be real. If you can't be real with you, you'll never heal, beloved. Healing requires honesty. Healing requires transparency. Healing requires authenticity. Healing requires vulnerability. Healing requires you to be the priority in your own life. You can no longer be the passenger anymore. Not in your life. And once you become those things, which it doesn't cost you any money to do, once you become those things, you're healed in that moment. You're only not those things because of who you pretend to be. You're identifying with the version of yourself that's been wounded. That's the only thing that makes you need to heal. The moment that you shift your identity, the new version of you that you shift into is not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed. This is what God is saying. Okay, why would you continue to identify with a version of yourself that you've convinced yourself is broken when you can shift out of that version of you? You don't have to keep identifying with that version of you. That part right there, Jessica. And one more time, healing requires you to speak your truth and not shrink around people that don't have to live your life. Full stop. Wait a minute. Hold up, hold up. You shrinking around people that don't have to live your life? That's what we saying. That makes sense to you? You shrinking around a person that don't have to go walk a mile in your shoes? Just really think about that. This person doesn't have to live your life, but the moment that I shrink around this person, I create a new wound within myself. So not only did I shrink, now I need to heal from the version of myself that convinced me that I need to show up small in the presence of this person. So not only am I not being authentic, not only did I shrink in the moment and become a lesser version of myself, now I need to heal from that whole experience. And we've been doing that. The majority of us have been doing that our whole lives. Look at all the wounds you have. Look at all the trauma you have that you have to heal with. What do we say trauma is? Trauma is unresolved stress felt in your body that you didn't take care of at that time. When you had to show up small, when you had to shrink, when it was something that you wanted to say, but maybe you didn't feel that comfortable saying it. A conversation that you had, somebody said something to you, a parent, or whatever the case may be, a boss got on you for something you didn't even do. That creates our trauma. But not the experience doesn't create the trauma. The fact that you have that stress in you, the fact that there was a version of you that wanted to express itself, that was the real. Uh-oh. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Star, I appreciate you, beloved. Watch this right here. You've met the real you. Oh, you've met the real you plenty of times. You have met the real you. See, the real you is fearless. The real you does not shrink. The real you never shows up small. And here's the thing, that urge that you had to say what you really wanted to say, but you didn't, that was the real you. Now you suppressed her in that moment. That time when you was in that relationship and your significant other said something, you was ready to snap on that person, but you didn't. That was the real you. But you suppressed her at that time. That time when your boss said something to you and you was really ready to let your boss have it, but you suppressed that. That was the real you. That time in that traffic situation when you was ready to come unglued when that person cut you off, you ain't do that to deserve it. That was the real you. The real you is fearless. Because that version of you comes straight from God. That version of you bows to nobody. Now you learned how to edit her. You've learned how to suppress her. You've learned how to, cut parts of her off. But this is what I'm saying. This now she's in your shadow. She's a part of your shadow now. But I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. And I can tell you there were times when somebody said something to you, but because you placed so much value, because you weren't awakened at that time, you placed so much value on having access to that person, so much value on you bit your tongue. But the real you was ready to let that person have it. And you felt it, but you suppressed her, you pushed that down. Yeah, we talked about that before. Self-awareness It's going to make you peacefully savage. When she come out of when the real you emerge, she ain't doing none of that showing up small, because she doesn't live her life for external validation. She ain't looking for somebody to choose her. She ain't afraid to lose anything. She moves completely different than the version of yourself that you might be identifying as right now. I'm telling you right now, she gonna walk into every gym, every store, every restaurant, not worried about anything, because she understands 9 out of 10 people in there suffering. Wish I would show up small for all these people in here suffering. Y'all sitting here fighting private wars in your mind. I know what you fight, because I used to be you. I'm gonna show up small. I got all these sleeping people in here, and here it is. I'm showing up small, afraid to lose some sleeping person. You sitting here got a whole shadow online, whole ego online, whole trauma online, identity you done built around your womb. Fight the private war in your mind. Got your programming and conditioning online, and I'm gonna show up small. Please. Please. See, that's the part that you don't understand. All these people you trying to impress suffering, beloved. All these people that you placing on these pedestals in your mind suffering right now. They dealing with their ego. They're dealing with their trauma. They're dealing with their pain. They're dealing with their shadow. They're dealing with their programming and conditioning. They're all out in the future, all out in the past. And you got them on some pedestal. You think they special? What version of you convinced you that they special? That's who we need to get rid of. We need to hand that version of you an eviction notice right now. The version of you that tricked you into believing that somebody outside of you is special. Special is what comes from your mind. Special is what comes from what you project on to other people. Special ain't got nothing to do with that person. That person is drowning in that moment. You just can't see it. They're drowning mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and you can't see it. And when you walk into that restaurant, or when you walk into that nightclub, you look like a life raft. That's why they came to you. Because there was something that person thought that they could get from you that would rescue them from the drowning that they were experiencing in that moment. That's why they walked up to you. Truth is at the door. See, the next time, get past all the cute. Get past all the he's so handsome. Get past all of the he got muscles. Get past all of the her body is banging. Put all that over here and ask yourself this question. What are they running from? What are they running from? What does this person think I can give them that they can't give themselves? Before you get caught up on the yo baby yo and where you from and what's your sign and all that BS, get off of all of that. Focus on this one question. I wonder what they're running from. I wonder what they see in me that they think I can provide. One more time. We don't approach the mango tree for the tree. We approach the mango tree for the mangoes. You go for the fruit. And the same way you go for the fruit, it's the same way people see your fruit. Your body, that's your fruit. That car you driving, that's your fruit. The way you style yourself and the way you dress, your fit body and all those other things, that's your fruit. How you showed up in the moment, that's your fruit. There's some part of your fruit that person is drawn to. I tell you guys this all the time. What makes you special is internal, beloved. Nobody can see what makes you special. Only God can see what makes you special. Because what makes you special, we're blind to. We don't see how deeply you love. We don't see how compassionate you are. We don't see how empathetic you are. We don't see your level of, we don't see any of that. We don't see your awareness, your soul, your spirit, the best of everything that you are. We are blind to. So what you think they're coming for then? If I'm blind to the best of everything that you are, then what drew me to you? Was it that car? Was it that bag? Was it that watch you wearing? Was it the shoes? Was it how you pulled up? Was it the house? Was it the what I thought you could get? I could get from you. What made me pull up to you? What did I see that maybe you are desensitized to in this moment? And then what sales pitch did I sell you so that I can gain access to you? You ain't never thought about that? They never crossed your mind? Not one time? And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. You gonna meet the real them. Oh, you ain't gonna meet him at the gas station. No. You're not gonna meet him at the club. You're gonna meet the flowers, you're gonna meet the candy, you're gonna meet the doors being opened up, you're gonna meet the foot massages, you're gonna meet the back massages, you're gonna meet the pillow talking and up to 3 o'clock in the morning, all that's to get you to fall in love. So that I can come to get what I really need. And you won't give me any resistance. See, if I come asking you what I need in the beginning, you're gonna take off running. So I gotta rock you to sleep. I gotta sell you a dream. I gotta sell you a future that's so off the chain that you don't think you can achieve it without me. And that's what I'm gonna sell you. And guess what? You're gonna buy it. And you're gonna buy it because you ain't loving on yourself. You ain't taking care of yourself. You bored at the time. You lonely at the time. See, that narcissist knows. When you're not taking care of yourself, when you're not showing up for yourself, where your boundaries don't exist, where self-respect doesn't exist, where self-love doesn't exist, where self-worth doesn't exist. It's in your energy. So I'll sell you a future. And it'd be so detailed. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. The future that I sell you, I've never experienced myself. I ain't never experienced the future I'm getting ready to sell you. Because the future I sell you, you'll never get. See, you represent my future. Once I sell you that future, you'll never see it because my future was you. My future was to leverage your credit. My future was to leverage your resources. My future was to leverage your 401k. My future was to leverage all the stuff you've been working hard for. While I got you looking over here, I'm draining you out the back door. And you're going to call that love. You're going to call that potential. You're going to call that he's so wonderful and he's so great and he takes care of me and he gives me attention and he shows up for me until there's nothing else to take. And when there's nothing else to take, disrespect will show up. That passion will go away. That fire will go away. Doors are no longer being opened. Meals are no longer being cooked. I'm 30 minutes late to pick you up from work in the car that you gave me. No more intimacy. Communication then broke down, and then you want out. And you let me off scot-free. And I walked away better than I found you. You walked away worse. And that's been happening to you probably the majority of your life. Truth is at the door. You don't see it. No, you don't see it. Okay. Appreciate the gifts, you guys. How do you know if the person, coach, how would I know if the person came for love or if they came for my fruit? Ask yourself this question and be brutally honest. And I don't need to know the answer to it, only you do. One more time, what's the question? Coach, how would I know if a person entered my life for love or if they only entered my life because of what I could provide, what I could produce? How would I know the difference between the two? Ask yourself this question right now. Did you leave the relationship better Or did you leave it worse? Did you have more money when you left? Or did you have less money? Was your credit good when you left? Or was your credit ruined when you left? Just ask yourself that question. That's all you got to do. If people leave you better than they found you, it's because they genuinely loved you. If they didn't leave you better than they found you, it's because you weren't the thing they were coming to get. What you were in possession of was. And that future that they promised you, you never experienced. Because you were the future. You just didn't see it. This is why you need a coach like me, because I'm going to help you see through the illusions. I'm going to help you see through the fantasies. I'm going to help you see through the he has so much potential stories. I'm going to help you see through all of that. And watch this right here, Brock. And what's beautiful about it is this. All of the failed relationships that you've experienced brought you here. And we're going to call that relationship boot camp. That's how we're going to categorize that. We're not going to put negative meaning to that. So stop punishing yourself. We're not doing the negative meaning thing anymore. You're going to call that relationship boot camp. Every failed relationship that you experience was just relationship boot camp, designed to bring you to this moment so that you can transform into the most powerful version of you and learn from the best on the planet so that you can become the best on the planet, so that you can get to your next best. See, your best relationship isn't the one behind you. Your best relationship is the one coming. The one behind you is what's going to prepare you for the one that's coming. Oh, I'm telling you now, you got a relationship coming that's going to blow your mind. I'm telling you right now, if you stick with me, you have a relationship coming that's going to blow your mind. And that person is going to be self-aware. They're going to be emotionally intelligent. They're going to have done the work on themselves. They're going to have healed themselves. One more time. How can I appreciate what I don't understand? If I haven't done the work on me, I can't appreciate you. If I haven't met me at my essence, I'll never see you that deeply. So that next best relationship that's coming for you, oh, that person is going to be everything you thought those other people were supposed to be on steroids. That relationship that got all those other relationships were only preparing you for the one that's coming. Even the one you standing in now. That you got you confused now. And I tell you guys this all the time. If you have to ask your partner, do you still want to be with me? The answer is in the question. If you have to ask your partner, do you still love me? Your answer is in the question. If you have to ask your partner, do you still want this? Your answer is in the question, because something in their behavior has triggered that line of questioning. And that line of questioning is coming from the real you. Your spirit wants to know the answer to that, because your spirit knows what your heart has yet to catch up to. That's awareness. That's awareness. All right, I'm gonna set my mic down right there. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday, Myra. I see you, beloved. Honey man, what's going on, beloved? Happy Friday to you all. Again, you don't watch me, you embody me. I'm just a future version of you pushed out. I wish you caught that. I wish you caught that. I wish you really caught that. I wish you really caught that. Myra, see you, beloved. I wish you really, like on all three levels of mastery, catch it, right? Yeah, I'm just the future version of you. I'm you pushed out. Everything that you're getting ready to become, you just looking at right now. You're looking at your future reflection right now. It's wearing my face, but it's your consciousness. Ah, I wonder if you got it. Thank you so much for that, beloved. Yeah, T Benz, I'm talking about from head to toe, master the reflection. Oh yeah, I'm the body and because it's yours. See, that's what the mirror principle is. I'm just the future version of you pushed out. You looking at me, just wearing your face or wearing my face. I'm your consciousness, just wearing my face. Meaning that because I'm consciousness, because you're consciousness, right? Everything that my consciousness can do right now, which is what I'm speaking from, is everything that your consciousness is getting ready to be able to do. Your consciousness is just getting ready to catch up to where mine already is. The only difference, the only thing that will separate the two of us will be the way you look and the way you dress and how you style yourself or not, whether you work out or you don't, whatever the case may be. But the point not to be missed is underneath will be the same. It's kind of, look at it this way. We've all been to the state fair before, right? We've all been to some state fair somewhere in your city somewhere. When you go to the state fair, when you're little, you get on the bumper cars. Right. And you get in the bumper car, there's a red bumper car, green bumper car, yellow bumper car, purple bumper car. Everybody goes and gets in their own little bumper car. And in that moment, you think your bumper car is the best, but they're really all the same. Right. They're really all the same. And so everything that I carry, you're getting ready to carry. I'm just a different bumper car than you, but we're all the same. Right. So that's why I'm saying this is everything that I'm carrying right now. Right. Everything that I am right now. Your job is to just embody it. Not study me, not watch me, embody it because it's already yours. It already belongs to you. Everything that I'm talking about right now belongs to you. It's your birthright. Now, you can take as much of it as you want. You can say, oh, yeah, I'm embodying. I'll give you a great example of that. Before I became self-aware, right, my big brother was like notorious in our neighborhood. Like he was like the Suge Knight before Suge Knight. Everybody was terrified of him. Not because he ran around with a bunch of people. He did everything. He's huge. Like this dude was massive. I was even afraid of it. But the point not to be missed is that everywhere he would go, he would demand respect. Just picture Suge Knight in your mind with muscles, fresh out of prison, walked around pissed off, at breakfast pissed off, always wish he wouldn't bow to nothing. But me being with him, but he loved me. And me being with him every single day, I started to pick up his personality. I started to pick up his energy, right? I started embodying him, right? And I spent all of this time with him. I'm talking about we walk into places and walk into bars. I'm being nice to everybody, buying people drink. He walking around. People terrified of him. So the point not to be missed is that me spending all of that time with him, everything that was missing in me, in terms of just being fearless and all these other things like that, were things that I started inheriting in him. My energy started to merge with his energy. And before you knew it, I was walking around and fearless and all this other stuff like that. I wouldn't bow to no situation or whatever. But my point is that convergence is real. You become like the people you surround yourself most. You become like those people. So if you're around people that are not very motivated and don't want to really do a whole lot with their life and they're just kind of comfortable where they already are, you're going to pick up that energy, beloved. You're going to start moving like that. But if you're walking around, if you surround yourself with people that are just high energy, they motivated, they chasing something in life, they're trying to build something, you're going to become motivated as well. Convergence is real. And so that part right there, the people are going to start rubbing off on you. You know what I'm saying? So with me, and then once my brother passed away due to a car accident, once my brother passed away, I really took him on. At that point in time. Like I fully absorbed everything that he was, right? And that's what I'm saying to you. So when you're watching me, it's all about you saying, I'm going to embody every single thing that coach is with respect to self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness, relationship mastery. I'm going to embody it all. I'm going to study him. See, this is how Kobe Bryant did it. Kobe Bryant became Kobe Bryant because he embodied Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan because he embodied Dr. J. Kobe was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. He watched every video, every move. He became it. You know, so what I'm saying is that don't try to reinvent the wheel. When you find that person that's doing that thing that you want to do, you embody everything that that person is. And you can actually take it a step further. You can actually take it a step higher than the person that you was originally watching. LeBron did it with Jordan, just in terms of scoring records and different things like that, right? But they all embodied somebody else. See, you've been modeling your whole life. Your style comes from somebody else, whether you want to admit it or not. The way you move, the way you speak comes from somebody else, whether you want to admit it or not. How you show up in relationships come from things that you watch. You are already a master at modeling. Modeling is how we all become powerful. So just be more intentional about it. Yeah, I'm going to go model everything that coach is, and then I'm going to push the umbrella on that. I'm going to push the line on that, right? I'm going to make coach so proud. I'm going to become that 2.0. Do it. Do it. Do it. Because that's exactly how I became this version of me. Studying my masters and my mentors, studying them. Metaphors. If my masters was on this live stream right now, you'd be like, that's coach talking, just wearing a different face. That's exactly what you would say. You say, oh, that's coach. Oh, we already know where this story is going. We didn't heard that story. That's what you would say. So we're all consciousness, just wearing a different face. So don't go out and try to create some new version of it. I mean, you can do that. It's going to be hard for you to do. You can do it, but it's unnecessary. So this is really what wormhole effect is. It's your ability to go from A to Z versus you going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because you got something to model. Once you have something to model, you can go from A to Z like that. Or you can go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, and it's going to take you forever to get there, but you can get there. But if you have someone to model, if God has blessed you with someone to model, why would you not model that thing versus trying to go out and recreate the wheel? Just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Then you got the model, you know, and so many other people have modeled what Jesus did and what Buddha has done and what Krishna has done and what Lao Tzu has done and what Tony Robbins has done and, you know, what E.T. has done. You find something that you want to model and you model the thing. Don't model a multitude of things because you ain't going to ever get there that way. You chasing 2 rabbits will get you no rabbits at all. Once you find that person, you said, I'm getting ready to become that. Right? That's what you do. And I'm studying that from mannerisms to metaphors to the whole thing. I'm studying that. I'm going to give it to you the way I know you can't miss it. Let's say you don't know how to bake a cake. You ain't never baked a cake in the history of your life. You ain't never seen a cake, baked the cake, nothing. And I tell you, go to the grocery store and go get a box of Dunkin' Hines. So you say, okay, get the eggs, get the milk, get the butter, get all the stuff. You say, okay, you do it. And you do it. You come back. Now I tell you, just follow the instructions on the side of that box. Now you may not make the same cake that's on the front of that box, but you're going to make something close to it. Why? Because you followed the recipe. You modeled what's on the side of the box. And you have a similar product. Maybe it's better than what's on the box. But that's what I'm saying. So when God blesses you with that recipe, with that blueprint, with that model, don't go and recreate it. Replicate first. Get the first model down. Then you can go tweak it and make changes to it and enhance it and do different things. But get the first one down first. Does that make sense? Yeah, I got you. Bashan, I see you, beloved. Yeah, so I'm telling you guys, it's and we're gonna keep climbing this self-awareness mountain. Here's the beautiful thing. We're all climbing a mountain, but we're not climbing the same mountain, right? Each person on this live stream is climbing their own mountain, but we are not climbing the same mountain. Some of you guys are higher on the mountain, some of you guys are lower, but where you are on your mountain is not a reflection of your value or your worth, right? Kels, thank you, beloved. So you can never compare where you are on your self-awareness mountain to where someone else is. Don't ever do that, because that was a mistake I made. So again, we're all climbing that mountain, and you're never gonna make it to the top of your mountain. No matter how much you study, no matter how much you grow, it's not designed for you to make it to the top. God is the top of the mountain. However, you can be higher on your self-awareness mountain than any other human being has ever climbed. Now, if you're gonna compete with something, compete with that. If you're gonna compete with anything, compete with that. Meaning, I'm gonna climb higher on this mountain than any human being has ever climbed, because you can. There's no ceiling on how high you can get up the mountain. No ceiling. No ceiling. Don't put a label on yourself. Don't put a ceiling on yourself. The ceiling is you. The ceiling is your level of belief in yourself. The ceiling is who you currently identify as. That's your real ceiling. Who you currently identify with is the person that's holding you back more than anyone else. Raja, what's up, beloved? Let me see something real quick. Take care of the asset. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Take care of the asset. Take care of the asset. No excuses. There's not an excuse that you can give me for why you're not taking care of the asset. Whether you walk, whether you cycle, whether you swim, whether you jog, whether you hike, whatever it is your thing is to do, for whatever you go to the gym, whatever you do for fitness, there's no excuse that you can give me on God's green earth for why you're not taking care of the asset. Because how you take care of the asset is a reflection of how much you love yourself. How you take care of the asset is a reflection of how disciplined you are. How you take care of the asset is how you show God, I am managing the first thing that you gave me. I'm managing my mind. I'm managing my body. There's not if you can get up and walk to the refrigerator, you can go outside and walk around the block. There's no excuse that you can give. He gives us 1,004. Last time I checked, just the last time I checked now, I've never seen a U-Haul parked in front of the ER. I have never seen a U-Haul parked in front of the cemetery. I'm talking about not one time. Which means everything you are currently chasing, you are not taking with you, beloved. You're not taking it with you. So all that stress you putting on yourself, all that pressure you putting on yourself, chasing all of these things in your external reality, none of it's going with you. Not only is none of it going with you, none of it has the power to make you happy. It's all hedonic adaptation. You're going to get the thing, you're going to attach meaning to the thing, you're going to get to experience temporary joy and temporary happiness, and then you're going to get desensitized to the thing, and then you're going to chase the next thing. You've been doing it your whole life. I don't have to know you to know that. You've been doing that your entire life. You're going to get a new thing. You're going to assign meaning to the thing. You're going to experience temporary joy and happiness. You're going to get desensitized to it, and then the thing is just going to become a permanent fixture in your reality. This is going to become a part of the stuff in your reality. Everything in your life right now is just stuff. When you walk in your house, you don't jump up and down for excitement. Why? Because you're desensitized to everything in there. Now, everything at one point in time used to bring you joy and happiness, but it doesn't do it anymore. The money sitting in your bank account does not have you jumping up and down. That promotion that you received at work 6 months later does not have you jumping up and down, because it comes with newer workload. It comes with more stress. It comes with more pressure. It comes with more responsibility. That house, when you first got it, you were so excited. Now it's something that you're just paying the mortgage on. You pull up in the driveway, you might go in the garage, you might stay in the driveway, whatever case may be. You walk in the house, you throw your little stuff down, and you go into your routine. But you don't jump up and down when you jump in the house, when you walk in the house. Why? Because it's not, none of those things were ever designed to sustain you. Only your purpose can sustain you. People cannot sustain you, beloved. Stop chasing people. Material possessions cannot sustain you. Stop chasing material possessions. I'm not saying don't go get things. Just don't try to find your happiness in things. That's all I'm saying. You can go get all the stuff you want. Just don't make the assumption that you're going to get long-term happiness and long-term joy from that thing. It's very short-lived. Very short-lived. And if you look at everything in your life right now, you'll see it. You'll see it right now. That furniture set, you were so excited when you first got it. Where'd all that energy go? That flat screen TV hanging up in your house, you were so excited when you got it. Where'd all that energy go? That new iPhone, when you first got it, you were so excited about it. Where'd the energy go? That relationship, you were so happy when you get it. Now you fight to get out of it. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what hedonic adaptation is. And when you become a master of self, you're going to stop running and breaking yourself and stressing yourself out trying to get material things so that you can impress a bunch of people. That's really why you do it. 9 out of 10 things that you go get, you're not getting them because you really need them. You're getting them because you want to look successful in the eyes of other people. You want people to think you've made it. You want people to think you've arrived. You want people to place you on a certain pedestal in their mind. That's why we do it. I appreciate the gifts, beloved. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. All right, let me stop. Jerry, I appreciate you, Jerry. Let me stop right there. So I'm going to keep going. Let me stop right there. Full stop. I love you too, beloved. Thank you. All I'm trying to get you to understand is that everything you're chasing, you already are. Did you hear what I said? Everything you are currently chasing, you already are. What you chase, you are already carrying. What you chase can only unlock what you're already in possession of. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't give a damn what you chasing. The thing that you're chasing is neutral. It has no power. It has no meaning. You're going to give it power. You're going to give it meaning, and then you're going to unlock it. And the feeling that you unlocked, you were in possession of before you reach for the thing. The feeling that you wanted from that relationship, you were already in possession before you knew that person's name. You give your past meaning, that's what produces your depression. You give the future meaning, that's where your anxiety comes from. You give certain moments meaning, that's where your fear comes from. And all reality is trying to teach you is that you are not awakened. You are the divine in human form. And you're just now starting to start that journey to that process, right? You're walking on that road where you're getting ready to discover. You're on the highway right now by yourself. You're walking by yourself right now. Awareness is the loneliest journey in the world. You can't take people with you. Can't take your partner with you. Can't take your kids with you. You can't take anyone with you. But every single step that you take on that road is only leading you to a deeper understanding of who you are. For every step that you take, you're only going to discover more of who you are. And as you discover who you are, you'll want to know less and less and less about who other people are. When I walk into a restaurant, I don't want to know those people. When I walk into the gym, I'm not interested in knowing those people. I don't want to inherit your trauma. I don't want to inherit your unhealed wounds. I don't want to inherit your suffering. I don't want to inherit the masks that you wear. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on all of that. You going through some stuff right now. Yeah, you got your mask on and you looking like you happy. You finna go right home and reach for that bottle with all the depression medication in it. See, that's what awareness is going to do. It's going to turn you into the master. You're going to stop placing people on pedestals in your mind that they don't belong on. And then you'll stop caring about how you show up to the moment. I can go anywhere right now with some flip-flops on in a robe and won't give a damn about who's looking. Do you have that kind of freedom? All right. Monica, what's up, beloved? Monica said, yep, coach, you could, but what she don't. I'll go right now, I'm telling you. Go straight to the club with a robe on. Laugh at everybody because they in pain, I'm not. All right. All right, let me set my mic down right there. If I don't set my mic down, it ain't gonna get set down. Let me set that mic down. Let me set that mic. Rich, what's going on?